Hey everyone. So we're gonna get started here today with watching a trial. And we're actually going to be trying to see what happens when I attempt to go run an errand while this is going on. We'll see if that ends up being a bad thing to try to do or what. But before I can do that, got some things I gotta get started here. I do not think that we have sound yet in this. Yeah, we do not. So I gotta do all the fun things like see what people are allowed to comment here. This is actually day 4, and I haven't really watched much of it. And I can't really decide who's like supposed to be guilty. And see, I gotta do this one thing. No, it's not made for kids. I forgot to add Mumble on. Oops. I'm wondering when we're actually going to end up having sound here. And one thing that you always have to be careful of is that I've noticed that they've not been very good at speaking into the mic sometimes. which is strange. Make sure we got Rumble up and running the way that we should. Oh, we got sound.
So I'll obviously allow a little bit of leeway in terms of getting back up to speed, but I don't want to start. All right. Okay. All right. As soon as we have our jury, we'll begin.
Bring in the jury.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So 13, 3 hours. Yeah, just shy of 4, actually. 5 minutes shy of 4 hours. So don't start all over.
Oh. Now I have to take another break with the sound? Oh gosh. Yeah, we got sound again.
All right.
Oh, don't buffer.
All right. We'll give them a couple minutes.
Uh-oh. We're missing a jury member. Well, that's never good. That's never good to be missing a jury member. What if we have Okay. So we do have the option of captions here. That is really legit not a good thing that a juror is not there.
I don't know.
He doesn't really seem happy to me.
He's on his way up. Good.
Now, how do I get rid of this dude? This is a screen reader that I have. I don't want that. I'm gonna double check and see if it's gonna be there no matter what I put it on. And it looks like it will be. Yeah, okay, I think I got it now. This judge just looks so done. He looks so done.
Okay.
He's not amused.
Why don't you just wait until the jury comes in, and we'll have him sworn in again in front of the jury. In fact, you can get him while they're coming in. That'll be fine. Save a minute. Yeah. Yep.
All rise. Here comes the jury. Gonna get sworn in again.
All right, everyone be seated. Welcome back, folks. I hope everyone had an enjoyable long weekend. All right, let's bring Mr. Robinson back in, please. There he is. Mr. Robinson, I'm going to have you sworn in again. All right, you may continue with your cross-examination of Mr. Robinson.
I know that like putting these screens in at one point was a COVID thing, and I don't think that they're like
Told this jury that you dove on
af-
top of your friend Chris Lowe
afraid that this guy
as
would
much
get
as you could, and
shot,
there was
are
no
they?
crevices, so you couldn't get in the bottom of the floorboard area, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. When you spoke to the first officers who arrived when you got shot, you never told them that, right?
I can't remember, sir.
When you go to the hospital and you speak to the officer and give a detailed statement, you never told them that, did you?
I'm not sure.
Want to see a copy of your statement?
No, sir. There's no need. I'm just not
I
sure.
can't hear you. I'm sorry.
No, sir. There's no need for me to look at the statement. I'm just saying I'm not sure.
Well, do you agree that you didn't give a statement, or if you're not sure, I'll show it to you so you can look at it to see that in there or not.
I agree.
You agree you didn't, right?
I agree.
Spoke to Detective Vandalin. So you get shot on the 7th. You talk to the two law enforcement officers separately on the 7th, and then on the 8th, you speak to Detective Vandalin.
He looks like he
detective, right?
he needs
Correct.
Never told
a
how
whole
you
bunch
dove
of
on top
coffee like I do.
Mr. Lowe, right?
I agree.
Okay. Gave a deposition on June 16, 2021. All the lawyers, well, many of the lawyers there, under oath of the court.
Don't freeze! No! I don't know.
I agree.
Came to a hearing on November 30th, and you were sworn under oath. Under this judge, the same lawyers, pretty much multiple lawyers, and you said nothing of the sort that you jumped on top of Chris Lowe during that statement under oath. Isn't that true?
I agree.
Go back to the June 16th statement. I was just about to finish from last week. The deposition. You remember coming to that statement, right?
Yes, sir.
You would agree that Mr. Rudolph's brother came out of the house first after y'all did what y'all did, right?
After we knocked on the door, yes, sir.
Okay. And back then, you didn't remember taking your shirt off, right? Back in June?
No, sir.
You would agree that Travis, when he came out, pushed the door open mildly. He wasn't in a rush, right?
I'm sorry. Did you say loudly or mildly?
Mildly.
No, sir. I wouldn't agree.
Right. I approach the witness, give him a copy of his deposition from June 16th.
You may.
You won't gonna tell me whether or not I agree or disagree?
Tell you what page in a second. Go to page 100, line 9 to 12 of your deposition, June 16th, 2021.
Tell you what, people apparently don't wear ties to court anymore. Ties are optional these days.
That refresh your memory back in June.
As well as being awake,
2021, you said
apparently,
he
because
came out
this guy
mild,
just does
Mr.
not
Rudolph?
seem awake. I don't think he
My
slept very
last
well the
name is
night before.
Robinson, sir.
I asked you, Mr. Rudolph. I didn't ask you coming. I said, isn't it true that Mr. Rudolph came out mildly? Does that refresh your memory,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes, sir.
That's what you said back in June under oath, right? 2021.
No, sir. You provided me with the verbiage mildly. I just agreed.
Would you always agree with people who tell you things under oath and you just say whatever they want you to say? Is that what you're telling us?
No, sir. You provided me with the word. I just, like I said, agreed in that situation.
You telling the truth or were you lying then?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Telling the truth when you made that statement? Or were you
Does
lying?
he not understand why he was being asked that and asked to
Well,
say
tell
I
the jury
agree?
today
What?
what you want to tell them and how he came out the door. If you disagree that mildly today is not the right answer, tell us today what your answer is.
Not agreeing or disagreeing with or whether or not he came out of the door mildly or not. I'm just telling you that you provided me with the verbiage. I never described the situation as Travis coming out of the house mildly. We spoke about it. I'm actually was having a difficulty describing how or of what nature he came out of the house, and you provided me with the verbiage mildly, and I agreed then, and I agree now. I'm not sure what you're asking.
Well, what I asked you today, the first question about mildly and coming out the door, Mr. Rudolph, not you, Mr. Rudolph, coming out his front door, said, would you agree Mr. Rudolph came out mildly? And you said, no, I don't agree with that. So what my question is tell us what you mean he didn't come out mildly. That was your statement. When I asked you if you agree, you said no. How did he come out? What's your testimony today?
I don't know. He just came out of the door. He was mad, so I'm not sure how you would describe that.
I'm asking you how you describe it, not me.
I'm not sure how I would describe it.
Okay. Do you agree it was mildly or you disagree? Today, do you agree with that or disagree?
Whatever speeds this up, I agree.
Okay. I asked
What?
you back in June of 2021 to tell me how the physical confrontation started, and you said, I just told you I don't remember.
Did this guy not get prepped? Is he just tired? Does he need to like open up his veins and pour in coffee?
Perlette present? Do you remember that, sir?
I agree.
Okay. So back in 2021, 2 months after this happened, you couldn't say how it started because you thought there was video. Isn't that true, sir? Of the front house. You saw the cameras and you thought there was video that existed. Correct?
No, sir. I believe I was frustrated and just didn't want to speak on the incident any further.
Well, you spoke for 2 hours. You never said you were frustrated one time, did you?
I'm not sure. It's a long deposition.
I'm not even sure who is on stand right now. But this guy was not prepped very well, in my opinion, on how to answer these questions. Why are we frozen? Come on, long crime. Do I need to refresh? Gosh.
It's the French Open, live on Tennis Channel.
There we go.
No, sir.
Okay. Remember, I asked you the next question right after that one about who started. And you said you don't remember. Then I said in June of 21, you don't know who hit first. And you agreed. You had no idea, right?
Are you telling me that was my statement?
Yes, sir.
I agree.
Right. But today, Friday you remember, and today you remember. It's different, right?
I agree, sir.
Yeah. And you don't care what the jury thinks, but you do want them to believe your testimony is that Mr. Rudolph came out of the house and punched your friend first. That's your testimony today, right?
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Well, yes. Last week you said you don't care what the jury thinks, right? Remember that?
That may have been taken out of context.
Those are the exact words. That was your context.
Uh-oh.
Okay. And today you're changing your story. And Friday you changed your story. Now you're saying Mr. Rudolph came out and hit your friend first, right?
The same.
You gave a different answer than you gave under oath on June 16th. Now you're saying that my client, all of a sudden, 2 years later, you remember Mr. Rudolph hit your friend first. Isn't that true? Isn't that what you're trying to tell us?
This guy does not seem to understand
In June of
how this
2021.
works.
I'm asking you today, not June 21st.
Yes.
Here in court today, you want this jury to believe that. The jury that you don't care what they think about, right? You don't care what they think, but that's what you're trying to explain to us, right?
Sustained.
You don't care what the jury thinks as of last week. Do you care what they think today?
I understand the weight of their opinion, but personally, the effect it has on my life is very minimal because this situation has already taken such a major impact on my life. So I don't feel as if the outcome of this really would, or I don't really personally feel or care that much. But I understand, like I said, how important a jury is, and the jury's opinion. So, like I
Why
said,
why
I
is this
want to keep
question
taking that
relevant? Why
statement
does
out of
it matter
context as
whether
you
he
are, because you're not saying my, you're not telling them, you're not rereading, or relaying my whole statement, just
oh.
paraphrasing or taking that particular part. But
Tell me what I took out of context in June of 2021 when you said you didn't know who started the fight and you don't know who hit who first. Tell me what I'm taking out of context, sir.
I can only testify and answer questions based off of questions you asked or based off of my deposition, sir. So if you have a question you would like me to answer, I can do that, but I can't.
You can't tell us why your answer is different today than it was back in June, can you, sir?
Like, this guy doesn't understand.
Sustained.
You can't tell us today why your answer is different than June 16th of 2021, can you, sir?
Yes, I can, sir. I was frustrated just because one of my brothers passed away, and I didn't really want to talk about it.
Okay, so you lied in the deposition is what you're telling us because of your brother passing away?
No, sir, I didn't lie. Sometimes when you're mad or frustrated or upset, it's hard to remember specific details. So while you asked me questions, I gave truthful answers about whether or not I could remember as time has gone on. It's it's uh it's gotten not easier, but more common where this is something I may have to speak about. So
You're in the hospital one day, right?
yes, sir, correct.
Flushed out your wounds. You didn't have any bullets went through. You had little tiny fragments of metal that hit the car and went into your body. Isn't that true, sir?
No, sir, I had a bullet removed from my body during surgery.
You had one bullet or how many bullets?
I'm not sure, sir.
You had little pieces of bullets. Isn't that true, sir?
I'm not sure to what nature the bullets were when they were removed from my body, but I can only tell you that bullets were removed from my body during surgery.
Never went to physical therapy, right?
So, like, is he
Question is,
downplaying
never went to
his
physical therapy,
injuries?
right?
You weren't
Answer
hurt
is
that
not
bad.
recorded,
What?
sir.
I don't
So
understand.
that means no?
Correct.
Went to school and you graduated. You said you told us you got an AA degree, right, in criminology, correct?
My AS degree in paralegal studies.
All right, and you're still working. That's what you told us. You have a security license, right?
Yes, sir, correct.
When you work, what do you do? You're in a community as a security guard or a business?
Sitting down, correct.
Business?
Like a community.
You sit down the whole time even when cars come through?
Correct.
Right. You never went to any follow-up doctor appointments for any medical treatment. Isn't that true, sir?
Had follow-up appointments at the trauma unit for about 6 months following the incident.
How many times did you go?
Like 3 times a week, maybe. Pretty often.
You'd be surprised to learn they're not on your medical records?
Sure. Feel free to stand up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen.
And some of these questions, I don't know that I understand. What What difference does it make whether it was fragments or it was actual bullets? What difference does it make if he went to physical therapy or he didn't? I don't understand. But what I think I am going to do is I'm going to get coffee while this is running.
Yes, sir.
So would you be surprised to learn in the medical records there's nothing that you went to any kind of trauma rehab?
No, sir.
I'm sorry?
No, sir.
Okay. You didn't see Mr. Rudolph fall when he came out of the house, did you, sir? With a gun?
Um, I don't know. I can't remember, sir.
All right. You want to refresh your memory on page 110, lines 15 to 19 of your deposition of June 21, or would you agree with me that
No,
you
sir.
said you never saw him when he fell?
I agree with you, sir.
Okay. Is it your testimony today or Friday that Mr. Rudolph was shooting as you left his mom's area and was running to the car? He was shooting at you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And he's coming towards you shooting, right? As you're running to the car, he's coming towards you and he's shooting, right?
I'm not sure what positioning he's in, sir. I was busy running.
Right. Well, you remember saying back in June of 2021, I'll direct your attention to page 114, line 15 to 18. Or would you agree that you did say he was walking towards you, Mr. Rudolph, as he's shooting and as you're running to the car?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You didn't get shot running to the car, right?
No, sir.
You would agree that Mr. Rudolph became between 10 and 30 feet from the car you allegedly jumped on top of Mr. Lowe in the back seat, right?
Yes, sir.
And you ran about 50. So when you get out of the car, do you remember stumbling? And take a look at me. I'm not sure, if you don't mind. You went like this with your hands and then stumbled and then ran across the street. Remember that?
Yes, sir.
You were running alongside the car. You were never in that car, were you, sir?
No, I was in the car, sir.
That door never opened up. You saw the video. You saw it never opened up, the back door. You could see it. You don't remember that?
Overruled.
Would you agree you never opened the back door? It never opened as the car was moving.
I would disagree with that.
Huh? So let me make sure I got your testimony. Your door's closed, and then you open the door as the car's moving. You actually hit the ground, or do you stumble? You tell me what happened.
Sorry, what's the question?
I asked you the question. You're in the car. You with me?
Yes.
You claim now you open the door to get out, right?
Right.
I want you to tell me, the best of your memory, even watching the tape, did you fall down and hit your feet and your knees and scrape your knees at that point? Or did you just come stumbling, whatever position, whether you're in or out of the car? Did you come stumbling? I don't know. I'm asking you.
I don't know.
You can't tell, right?
Not really.
All right. So when you come out of the car, you don't get hit by the car, right?
No, sir.
100% positive the car didn't hit you, right?
No, sir.
And you didn't brace yourself on that car, right?
I may have.
Well, did you ever tell anybody that? Did you ever say a statement to anyone in this whole world that you may have braced yourself coming out of the car?
I'm not sure.
All right. So you don't know if you braced yourself in the car? It's possible. Is that your testimony today?
Yes, sir.
Where would you have braced yourself if you did?
I don't. What do you mean by that? Brace myself. Where would I have braced myself? I don't
Well,
know.
that's what I'm asking you. You said yes, maybe.
What does that even mean? I don't know.
I can't hear you.
I don't even know what that means, sir.
You don't know what the word brace yourself means? Touch, lean against, grab, hold on to for balance.
Did I touch the car as I exited it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sorry?
Yes.
The door?
I'm not sure.
Well, when you say yes, if you're not sure, what part did you touch?
I was in the car, so to exit the car, I would have to touch it. So,
All right, tell us what part you touched. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I'm not sure.
All right. You didn't touch the windshield, did you?
No, sir.
You didn't touch the trunk area of the car, did you?
I'm not sure.
All right. You don't know.
No, sir.
And on the video you saw in the courtroom, you've seen that video before you testified. You've seen it, right?
I don't believe so.
Okay. No one ever showed it to you?
I don't think. I'm not sure, sir.
You had your depositions before you came into court, didn't you?
Yes.
You had all your statements you had a copy of, right?
I don't have copies of my statements from court on hand, no, sir.
Oh, not here today, but you had them previously at home, didn't you?
No, sir. I have homework and other things.
Okay. Well, back in June when I asked you these questions about the car in 2021 and coming out, you said you fell on the floor and you got up and ran. Remember that?
Yes.
All right. So falling on the floor, what does that mean to you when you said that? Yeah, you fell on the floor and you ran when you got out of the car. You tell me what that means to you.
Well, compared to the floor, the car is at an elevated position. So to exit the vehicle, you would technically have to fall, especially if the vehicle is moving. So regardless if you catch your footing or not, you're still falling out of the vehicle.
Says you fell on the floor. Technically was your word, floor. You fell on the floor. So
Right.
what does that mean, falling on the floor? I'm not asking about technicalities. I'm asking what your words meant.
Like I just said, or you heard what I said, so there's no reason for me to repeat it again. But the car, and then there's the floor. So if I went from the car to the floor, I would have to fall from the car to the floor. Where do you want me to fall? Where else is there to fall?
These are your words, right? That's what you said.
Right.
So how could you touch the car then if the car is moving and you fall on the floor? That's what I'm trying to figure out. You never touched the car, did you?
I'm exiting the car, so I have to touch it to exit it.
All right. What part did you touch specifically then?
My whole body's in the car, so I don't know, sir.
All right. What part of the exterior of the car did you touch? Exterior.
It's hard to say specifically when you're getting shot at, sir. I don't know.
Okay. And you told us back in June that Mr. Rudolph was chasing you and still shooting you into the backyard. Remember that, sir?
Yes.
And you didn't know if you were going to be finished off because he was chasing you, saying he was going to finish you off, right?
Yes.
And you dump your gun over the next fence when someone's chasing you and shooting you, and be completely defenseless at that point, right?
I'm sorry, what's the question, sir?
You're completely defenseless as soon as you jump over the fence and dump your gun. You're saying this guy was chasing you and shooting at you and saying he's finishing you off. And that's where you put your gun, right where he's chasing you and shooting at you? That's what you want us to believe?
Sorry, sir, you asked so many questions at once, maybe 2 or 3 that time. I'm sorry. Could you repeat the question?
All right, you agree. You made previous statement under oath in June of 21 that Mr. Rudolph's chasing you and shooting at you at the same time after you ran out of the car. While you're running in the backyard, he's running after you, shooting at you, right?
This whole time I'm retreating. I'm trying to get away. So I don't know, from the car, after the car, before the car. from when I was standing in the street next to his mom. I'm surrendering and trying to retreat, and it's of no succession.
Not what I asked you. It's yes, no, and then if you don't know the answer, you don't know the answer.
Okay.
You know this answer is, well, tell me was the truth. Did you go to page 121, line 5 to 9 of your deposition?
Could you read it to me, sir?
You don't have a copy of it?
I would prefer if you read it to me.
Page 120. You can read, okay? You're a college grad.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm here to answer questions based off of my deposition. So if you have a direct question, I can answer that if you'd like to ask it. I'm not here to read.
Well, I'm giving you a direct question. You told me back then that Mr. Rudolph was chasing and shooting you while you were running in the backyard, right?
Correct.
Okay. And they said he's going to finish you off basically as he's running after you through the backyard, right?
I'm not sure.
You don't remember saying that before either?
Not sure, sir. I don't know. Yes.
Page 123, line 5 to 12. See if that refreshes your memory. Read it to yourself.
You got it.
Pardon me?
I agree. I agree. I agree.
So he's running. What's so hard about these questions? Do you understand them?
No, I understand.
You understand the question?
Yes, sir.
Want me to break it down? I'm breaking it down. You jump over the fence, right? You do.
Right.
You escape this crazy man who's shooting at you, trying to finish you off. And those are his words. He's going to finish you off, right?
So it seemed.
Right after you jump the fence, you dump your gun there, right?
Correct.
While this man's trying to finish you off shooting at you. Correct?
I'm not sure whether or not he was chasing me anymore.
And you told us you didn't want to have the gun on you because you didn't want the police to think you did anything wrong, right?
I just didn't want them to arrive and start shooting at me more.
All right. The last areas and I'll be done. So let's talk about November 8th, 2021. Remember coming to this courtroom under oath during a hearing?
Yes, sir.
Promise to tell the whole truth?
Yes, sir.
Remember being asked by the prosecution that you, during the evening hours of April 6th, did you receive a phone call from Dominique that day?
Yes, sir.
What was your answer in court under oath?
Can you refresh my memory?
Yeah, you said, I don't remember, right?
Like I said, I was just frustrated, so I wasn't making any efforts to remember, so it's probably truthful.
So did you say, I don't remember when you were asked by the prosecution, did you receive a text from Dominique that day on April 6th?
I agree.
Then you were asked more specifically, did you get a text message from her, meaning Dominique? And again, under oath, you said you don't remember. Remember that, sir?
I believe that was my response to every question I was asked. But yes, sir, I remember it, and I agree.
Right? That wasn't truthful, was it?
Was truthful, yes, sir.
Okay, that was a truthful answer?
Yes, sir, it was truthful.
Right. Then the prosecution asked you, do you know what you were doing on April 6th of 2021? And you said, no, ma'am. Remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
And that was under oath. Every one of these are under oath, right?
Yes, sir. Every question asked in court is under oath.
There's a judge here, prosecution, just and you're sitting in the same chair you were in back then, right?
Correct.
Prosecution asked if you know why we're here today, and you said, no, ma'am. Remember that?
Don't remember specifically, but I agree.
You want a copy of it? I'm not trying to trick you.
No, I'm not accusing you of trying to trick me. I'm just telling you, I agree, though.
Okay. You were asked by the prosecution who shot you, and you said you're not sure. Remember saying that under oath?
Yes, I agree.
You asked if you received a message from Dominique Jones that was a group text between you and her brother Kishan. And you said, nope, I don't remember that. No, ma'am. Remember that?
Yes.
Prosecution gave you a copy of your statement that you gave her on April 8th. Remember that one, Detective Vandalin?
Yes.
And she asked you to read certain portions. And once again, she was showing you what you told Detective Vandalin about phone calls or text messages. And you said, nope, that doesn't refresh my memory. I don't remember. Remember saying that?
I agree, yes.
Again, the prosecution asked you, do you remember the fact that Dominique gave you a phone call on April 6, 2021? And you said, no, ma'am. Remember that?
Yes, I
She asked if you spoke to Keyshawn on April 6, and you said, no, ma'am. You don't remember that. Remember that statement under oath?
yes, I agree.
Prosecution asked you in open court if you gave a statement to law enforcement after you were shot, and you said you don't remember, right?
Yes, I agree.
You remember saying you don't remember anything over and over and over when the prosecution asked you questions?
Yeah, just frustrated.
I'm not asking if you're frustrated. I asked did you tell anyone you were frustrated when you came to court? Did you use those words like you're using today to excuse why you said what you said?
No, it's
Tell
not.
anyone you were shot and injured and your memory's no good because of all the injuries you have?
Um,
Never said that, did you, sir?
Sometimes it's hard to express how you're feeling in the moment.
Question is, you never said that, did you, sir?
No, sir.
You remembered everything. You just were lying, right?
No, sir. I just wasn't making any effort to remember when I was asked. So when I was asked, I just didn't really remember or recall much because I was trying so hard to put it off in my mind.
Okay. You've been speaking to Keyshawn still, right?
Do I speak to Keyshawn?
Yeah, you talk to him every day pretty much, don't you?
He's let me know that it doesn't really matter if I go to court or don't go to court, or if I want to go or what happens. It doesn't affect our relationship. We don't really speak on this.
You're best friends with Sebastian's sister, aren't you? Or very good friends.
Good friends, yes, like
Visit her
family.
in New York, don't you?
Correct.
And you've been seeing his mom and Sebastian's family as recently as Mother's Day, right?
Of course.
And they're trying to tell you to come in here and talk, right?
No, again, these people who are in my life don't try to tell me what I should or shouldn't do, and let me know that they'll love me regardless.
We're sitting here the whole trial in the first row, right? That's Sebastian's mom, right? And sister. They've been here since day one, right? As far as you know. Yes or no?
If you know, do you know the answer to that question?
No, sir.
All right. Is that who I'm referring to in the first row?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You were asked by the prosecution on November 8th, 2021. Again, you were asked that Dominique texted you and Kashan saying, shoot his shut up. Is that correct? And you said, I don't remember. Right?
Correct.
Wasn't until Friday of last week was the first time, 2 years after this happened, was the first time you ever said that's what she texted you, right?
Correct.
It's in black and white. You saw a copy of it. The prosecution, the police, somebody told you, here it is. They got it now.
I agree.
Because you knew Dominique erased her phone. She was trying to hide evidence, right? She told you that.
No, sir.
You still talk to her every day?
No, sir, not every day.
You still texting her messages, you love her and you got her and you'll do anything for her? Those kind of messages like we saw?
Less, it's less often that we speak or have spoken. So no, sir, we don't relay those messages
Okay.
quite as often.
But you still love her, right?
Correct.
Do anything for her?
Circumstantially.
Okay. Would you go defend her honor again?
No, sir.
You were asked if Chris Lowe was at your house that evening by the prosecution. You said, I don't remember. Remember saying that?
I agree.
And you were asked if Sebastien showed up separate from Chris, and you said you don't remember.
I agree.
You called them. You called Sebastien and Chris and said, come on over. We need to go do whatever your words you want to use. We don't know. Let me ask you this. Did you call those two guys?
Yes.
All right. And the phone calls you had, to your knowledge, none of those are recorded, right?
I'm not sure.
No one ever told you that, hey, they have an actual recording of your voice, did they?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, you guys use FaceTime a lot, right?
We have iPhones, so yes.
You know FaceTime's not recorded. That's easy to search, right?
I'm not aware of that, sir. I don't know.
Oh, okay. You don't know that.
I don't work for a cell phone company, sir. That's not information that's important to me.
Okay. You asked if you spoke on the phone to Dominique, and you said you don't remember back on November 8th of 2021, correct?
Sustained.
You asked if your brother was home that day, and you said you didn't remember. Remember saying that?
I agree.
Different than what you told us here last week, right?
I agree.
Then Ms. Bahar asked you some more questions with one of the prosecutors. You went over to Travis's house to speak to him, correct? And you said you didn't remember that, right?
I agree.
Sustained.
You were asked multiple more questions by the prosecution. Remember saying you don't remember 50 more times, roughly?
Correct.
Okay. A couple of questions what I asked her back in November. I asked you if you remember coming to give a deposition on June 16, 2021, the one you have in front of you. Remember saying you don't remember doing that?
I agree.
Even when you were given a copy, you said you didn't remember it, right?
That should speak to the nature of how upset I was. Correct.
Well, how much you were lying, right?
No, sir, not lying. Truthful. Just upset, frustrated, most.
Remember me asking you what happened between April and July that makes you forget what happened? Remember me asking you that question in open court?
Correct.
And you said you don't know. I'm not sure. Right?
Yes, correct.
I asked if you were on any kind of medication. You said, I'm sorry. I said, on any kind of medication that would make you forget. And you said, no, sir. Right?
Correct.
I asked if you knew who Travis Rudolph is, my client's brother. And you said you didn't know who that was either, right?
I agree.
Okay. I asked you if anything happened to you mentally because of this memory lapse, and if you went to a doctor. You remember saying no, sir?
I agree.
I asked you if you pointed a gun at Travis Rudolph. Remember that?
I agree.
You said no, sir. He tried to blow my brains out and kill me. Remember saying no, sir? You remember that, right? In November of 21?
I agree.
And I'm not going to be here all day, but you agreed. Probably 100 more questions. You said, I can't remember anything to any of the questions that I asked you.
Correct.
Today, you would agree that you got a call from Dominique on April 6th of 2021 telling you that Travis injured her in some way, shape, or form, right?
Yes, sir.
Called you,
Yes.
not Keyshawn.
She may have called him. I'm not sure.
You called Keyshawn, right?
I also called Keyshawn, but she may have called him as well.
Okay, and you would agree at 10:14 and 48 seconds of April 6th that evening, she texted to you and Keyshawn. Oh, I apologize. Let me step back and ask that again. At 10:14 p.m., 48 seconds, Keyshawn texted to you and to Dominique that Travis is a dead man walking. You agree with that here today, right?
I agree.
And you remember that.
I agree that happened.
Okay, and at 10:15:04, I don't know, 16 seconds later approximately, Dominique says, please go shoot his shit up, right?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
About 16 seconds later, Dominique says, please go shoot his shit up, right?
I agree.
What'd you take that to mean, shoot his shit up? What does that mean to you? Those words.
It's pretty obvious what it means, but I'm not doesn't necessarily mean that that's what I'm going to do. I'm not I'm not it's hard to say I'm not stupid because I did go over there, but not stupid enough to do something like that.
Brought a gun with you.
I'm sorry, what's your question?
Brought a gun with you, right?
Brought a gun with me, right? I'm sorry, what's the question?
You're not stupid to do something like that, but you brought a gun with you, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
Sitting shotgun was your words.
In the car, correct.
Yeah. Right. How many phone calls? Well, let me ask you this way. Would you agree there was 15, 20 phone calls between you, Dominique, I'm just approximating, within an hour or two period before you went over the house, back and forth between you, Dominique, and Keyshawn until Keyshawn met up with you. Isn't that true?
I'm not sure.
Did you see your phone records when the state showed them to you? You want to see them again?
I don't want to see them again. I'm not sure.
Oh, so do you disagree with my statement?
No, sir. I agree.
All right. At 10:26, you sent some kind of video well, no, it was sent to you from Chris Lowe. What did he send you? What kind of video did Chris send you?
I don't know.
No idea.
Oh, sir, do you have the video?
Huh?
You have the video?
You only going to answer a question if I have the evidence?
You're
Asking you if you know.
You're telling me about a video I have no knowledge of. How, and I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well,
what video?
On your phone record. That's why I'm asking you.
I don't know.
Yeah. Multiple FaceTime calls to Jean-Jacques, Sebastien, and Lowe. Last names are used there. So what were those multiple FaceTime calls done? 10:30, 10:27. What's going on there?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Another FaceTime call at 10:43 with Keyshawn Jones on April 6th. What are y'all talking about there? You know?
No, sir.
At 10:55 on April 6th, about an hour before this whole thing happened. On your phone, you looked up something about Travis Rudolph signing with the Dolphins practice squad and gets injured in practice. Why were you looking him up about an hour before this whole thing happened?
I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about.
You deny doing that?
I don't even know what you're talking about, sir.
You do web searches. You know about web search on Google?
Yes, I know what a web search is.
Well, you did a Safari web search for him. It's on your records. You remember that?
No, sir, I don't.
Me telling you that, does that refresh your memory that you did that?
No, it doesn't.
It could be no good answer from you why you possibly did that an hour before this happened, right?
An hour before this happened, we were all cordial and everything was okay. So I'm not sure.
Why are you looking up Travis Rudolph then?
I couldn't even tell you what you're talking about, sir.
I don't know. You did it, not me. I'm asking the next one. You looked up Travis Rudolph injury. You spelled his name wrong. You spelled it with a T, the next one, but it's still Tudolph. You spelled it a little wrong. And then it said injury. Why are you looking up what kind of injury? You trying to figure out, size him up before you get there? See if he can fight back? If he can run away?
You said this was an hour before this happened. How that doesn't even make sense.
Doesn't make sense that you're going over there to talk to him or kill him, depending whose version you believe. Why are you trying to figure out if he's hurt and what type of injury he has? Why would you do that?
Having some audio trouble.
Does that really matter if you're going to go talk to some gentleman at his home that you don't even know?
You're talking about, and I still don't even know what you're talking about. You're saying this happened an hour prior to this happening. So if I'm looking something up before I receive a phone call from Dominique, of what relevance is that even? I don't know how could I be trying to size someone up before I'm even aware of what happened? I don't.
All right. Well, if you want to see it, I'll show it to you. You received the text message at 10:15. Go shoot his shit up, and then you want to see it?
No, sir, I don't. I want to go home, but you just are so insistent.
Do you want to answer the questions or not?
I'm here legally because I'm obligated to be. Whether or not I want to answer these questions isn't of importance.
All right, so 10:15, you get a call from Dominique, right? That's before you did the research on your web browser to find out about Travis Rudolph, correct? Because that was done at exactly 22:56. That's 10:55, probably 50 minutes later. Why are you looking up Travis 50 minutes later?
I don't know.
And then you look up specifically his injury. You're trying to find out if he has a torn ACL, if it's still injured, if he's able to fight or run away, right? You're trying to size him up before you get there. Right?
Are you telling me, sir, or are you asking me?
I'm telling you and asking you. Isn't it right? Isn't it true you did that?
First, what are you telling me? And then secondly,
You're sizing him up before the fight. You're looking, I'm checking out the guy I'm about to go talk to or whack, one or the other. And you're sizing him up before you get there. Isn't that true, sir?
No, sir.
Then what in the world would you be doing that for?
Days with my headset that is Wi-Fi.
Previously said, this is my second time answering the
not wanting to work
questions
right.
that you've already asked. I don't know.
Okay. We heard you had a friend named Hack. His real name is Hacksaw, right?
Yes, correct.
Know his first name?
That's his nickname, what I know him by.
Huh? Know his full name or no?
John. That's his government name.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
John.
That's his first and last name?
That's what I know him as. John Hack. I don't know how many names you could know someone by.
Well, do you remember your friend John? Well, you have him as Hack on your phone, right? That's what you put him in there, Hack.
Correct.
You remember him at 11:12 p.m. on April 6th saying, "Hold up, about to leave work. Give me a second." Remember that?
No, sir.
Want to see the records to refresh your memory?
No, I believe you. You asked me if I remember.
Okay. So you're talking to other people in the car also on the way there, or this is just before you left?
I don't know.
Well, explain to us why you would text from your phone at 11:39 p.m. This person in your phone is Hack, and you said 550 Teak Drive. Why would you text that to somebody who allegedly has nothing to do with this?
I don't know.
You told him to come along as backup, right?
No, sir. That's not what I texted him. So no, I don't know.
You know why.
No, sir. I don't know why.
You don't even know 550 Teak Drive before this night. You don't even know what that means to you, right?
I could have been writing it down as it was read to me. I don't know.
Well, you got a text from Dominique giving you the address for Travis Rudolph. Remember that?
Yes.
And then you texted to this guy named Hack, right?
Yes.
And you don't know why you did that as your testimony.
No, Hack wasn't there.
Huh? So why are you inviting him and telling him the address?
I didn't invite him. I texted him the address. And like I previously said, the answer to the question that you've already asked. Again, I don't know why I sent him the address. I can't tell you.
Remember getting a message from Dominique at 11:44 p.m. To you, to Sebastian and Krishan, asking you
My
where y'all
opinion, they
out.
just not
Where
familiar with this
y'all?
guy very well
Y-A-L-L.
at all.
Out. Where y'all out? Remember getting that message?
No, sir.
Want me to show you your records to prove it to you?
No, sir.
What does that mean? Where y'all at? Where y'all out? What does that mean to you?
Where are you?
So you don't disagree she did that, right?
No, sir.
Okay. And that's what, 15 minutes or 20 minutes before you get there?
Correct.
It's no secret y'all were going over there, right?
No, sir.
Dominic knew that, right?
Correct.
Did he send you there, or you did this on your own?
On my own.
At 11:44, you responded at 11:44. We're on the way. Remember that?
I agree.
And you were telling her you're on the way to basically Travis's house. You didn't spell it out, but it was common knowledge that that's what you guys were doing, right?
I agree. Yes.
I
And
agree
then
with
the next
everything.
text, you said, "I love you so much. I got you. I got you." Right?
But I don't remember why I said any of
I
it.
agree.
And "I got you" means we're going to take care of this guy for breaking up with you, right?
No, sir.
This was your meal ticket too. When Dominique was a multimillionaire, and if Travis ever signed back in the NFL, you were going to get money, right?
What
Sorry?
is that a question? What are you even talking? What do you?
You don't understand the question?
I literally don't. How can I get money from? That doesn't even make sense.
Dominique's your sister, you said, right?
Yes. Correct.
You were trying to get a big payday, and that didn't happen because he threw her out of the house, and you were going to get retribution, right?
That doesn't even make sense, sir.
How does that not
need
make
you to think about
sense?
what
I
you're
mean,
saying,
it
because
could be
that
not
literally
true.
makes no sense if you're trying to obtain a meal ticket from somebody, why would you try to hurt them? That quite literally makes
Because it was over. He kicked her out. They broke up. You found out the gig was over. This married woman wasn't going to ever land an NFL player named Travis Rudolph. They broke up. Ex-boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend when you went over to his house, right?
This was all
This is
about
not an
revenge.
NFL player, sir.
Ex-boyfriend when you went there, right? It wasn't Dominique's boyfriend anymore, correct? You knew that.
I agree. I don't know, sir. But
Okay. You know how many hours he worked trying to get in the NFL? You're saying he's not an NFL player. Do you have any idea?
Sustained.
You got no clue anything about Travis Rudolph personally, do you?
and no, I only know.
I can't understand you, sir.
I only know what's factual. You keep calling him an NFL player. He's not an NFL player. He doesn't play in the NFL.
He said a past NFL player, if you want to use the right diction. Past. My question is, you knew nothing about him when you went to his home, other than what your search history showed you and what other your friends told you, right?
I agree.
Did you know he had a contract in Canada to play football in the CFL?
And even though they played football in Canada, sir, I didn't.
Dominique never shared that with you, right?
I don't know.
Did she or didn't she?
No, I don't know.
You don't know? She never shared with you for 30 days. They really were on the outs, right?
No,
Travis and her.
These aren't things of importance in my life. You're exaggerating the importance of Dominique's relationship in my life because of events that occurred during one night.
Question was, she never shared that with you. Yes, no, or you don't know?
I'm sorry, what was the question? I was still answering.
You're not answering what I'm asking you. My question was, she never shared with you, Dominique, for about 30 days before this night happened on April 6th of 2021. She and Travis were on the outs. They were on the verge of breaking up, correct?
No, sir.
Never shared that with you, right?
No, sir.
And she never shared with you that she was jealous of him being in Miami and was wondering if he had wandering eyes, right? She never shared that with you either, did she?
No, sir.
I was a jury. I wouldn't be impressed with the way this guy
Let's get back to the message
questions.
I got you. What does I got you mean? When you texted her 11:44 on the way to Travis's home, what does I got you mean to Dominique? What's I got you?
I don't know how to define it specifically. Just sometimes when you're dealing with like women in your life and they're upset, sometimes they need some form of reassurance, or not even women, sometimes men too need that same reassurance. So I guess anybody, you could say, when you're mad or upset, it's good to hear from somebody else, like I got you or that you're okay. So in this instance, I was just providing her with that reassurance that don't worry about it. Everything's okay.
While you're on the way to Travis Rudolph's home with a gun in your pocket, I got you meant, I got you. I'm going to kill him just like you asked me to. See this shit up. That's what it meant, right?
No, sir.
Oh. I have a moment, Jan.
You may.
You said you didn't care if anything about John Rudolph when you were asked that whether he's alive or not alive, right? Last week. Remember saying that?
Overruled.
No, sir, I don't.
That's what I'm care if John Rudolph got killed on April 6th or April 7th of 2021, right? That did not do you, did it, sir?
That's not what occurred. That's when Sebastien died, sir, and that's what I do care about.
Right, Sebastien, you care about
Are you asking me a hypothetical? Because that's not what occurred.
I'm not asking hypothetical. When you went there to his house with a gun and your friend, your posse, you didn't care if he died or if he lived, Travis Rudolph, right? You did not care.
I'm
Correct?
not. I'm not in a posse, and I have a appreciation and understanding for the value of life. So I do care whether or not he lives or dies. I care whether or not anyone. I wouldn't want to see anyone's subject to that or to have to go through that. So I do care.
Done?
As odd as that is to say.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Are you done?
Oh, yes, sir. I finished.
I tend to the witness. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, any brief redirect? All right.
Judge, you did limit it to 3, but I'm going to try to do my best. That was
Please do.
Mr. Robinson, what's it like getting shot at and trying to run for your life?
Are we
Scary.
seriously not going to be able to hear her?
Scary and eye opening, I guess.
Fair to say that certain details might pass you by as you're running?
Yes, definitely.
I want to talk to you about something even as simple as what Mr. Rudolph was saying as he was shooting. Do you recall the exact words he used?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And you repeatedly told people that, right? That you did not recall exactly what he said. It's not impeachment, Judge.
Not impeachment. Okay.
What is this guy doing? Is he reading something? It looks like he's about to fall asleep.
Refresh your recollection. Objection is sustained. You want to rephrase, please?
Let's start with the deposition. You were
Is he
asked
awake?
quite a bit about the deposition
What is he
and what you
doing?
recalled and what you said. May I approach the witness, Judge?
May.
This is going to be page 120 of that deposition. Line 23 through 25. So today is not the first time you're saying that you don't recall exactly what Mr. Rudolph said, correct?
That is correct.
Why didn't Court
You could have made
TV
up
better
anything, right?
mic these people?
Yes, ma'am.
But you just didn't recall.
Or not Court TV, but Long Crime.
Sustained.
Is it fair to say that you did not recall or did you recall?
I simply didn't recall.
You were also asked about whether or not you fell, and if so, how you fell, and what kind of injuries you had as a result of falling. Do you remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
You had injuries to your knees. Do you recall those?
Yes, ma'am. It was on the projector.
Right, those photographs that we utilized during direct, those were you, right, and your knees?
Yes, ma'am.
And those injuries, do you recall when you got them?
That night.
Was it during the fight or when you were running from the car?
The scrapes on my knees, I believe, were from falling from the vehicle.
You were also asked, well, what part of the vehicle are you trying to hold on to while it's pulling off and you're running away? Do you recall?
Yes.
What part?
Specifically, just I don't know the exact part of the car, but I was getting
I
from.
mean, yes, I recall the question, but what I'm asking you is, do you recall which part of the car you actually tried to balance on?
The tail end, but specific part, no.
A lot has been said during the cross-examination about this firearm. I want to talk a little bit about your firearm. What caliber was it?
9 millimeter.
9 millimeter. So it has 9 millimeter caliber bullets inside. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall whether or not you had one in the chamber?
No, ma'am.
You didn't put one in the chamber?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And did you at any point pull out your firearm during the course of this night until you tossed it?
No, ma'am.
So even as you're running for your life and Mr. Rudolph is behind you with a firearm, you still didn't pull out your firearm?
No, ma'am.
You didn't shoot back?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
I was just trying to get to safety.
So you were trying to save your life.
Yeah, if I still could, yeah.
And you thought the best way to do that was to run, not to fire a firearm back?
No, ma'am. Just running was all that was important.
You were accused of going over to Mr. Rudolph's residence to kill him. Why aren't you firing at him if you went over there to kill him?
That's not what I or we went over there to do.
On the night of this incident, did any bullets come from your 9 millimeter Taurus?
No, ma'am.
So it just stayed in your pants pocket that was zipped up?
Yes, ma'am. It's hard to think about stuff like that when you're getting shot at.
Sustained.
It's been about 2 years and a month or so since this incident happened. Can you tell me, if you recall, right now, what color your t-shirt was? Do you remember?
No, ma'am.
This guy never really remembers anything.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember being shot at?
Yes, ma'am.
Well,
Do
yeah.
you remember thinking that you might die?
Yes, ma'am.
Overruled.
When you turned over your phone to law enforcement, did you erase anything from your phone?
No, ma'am.
That objection is over. All right. Feel free to stand up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be going at it for over an hour.
Okay. So back to your phone. Your phone was left somewhere in that car, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you gave full consent for law enforcement to search through it, or did you withhold that consent?
I gave full consent.
Did you delete anything prior to leaving the phone in the car?
No, ma'am.
Any text messages?
No, ma'am.
Any calls?
No, ma'am.
Any searches?
No, ma'am.
Nothing?
No, ma'am.
So you knew what they could find on your phone?
Overruled.
Yes, I was aware.
On the night of this incident, you were trying to answer a question. You were asked about your handgun and why you left it where you left it, and about why you didn't tell law enforcement that you tossed the gun that night. You started saying something about you thought it was known. What did you mean by that?
It was dropped so close into relation, and in such open view that I didn't ever think that it wasn't going to be found or that it was of question whether or not. I just thought the same way that The facts were known as who shot me or I got shot. I thought it was known that the gun was dropped there. My gun was dropped there.
As you are being shot on the day of this incident,
Stand
was
up
your
to the
back or
microphone.
side always turned to the
Jeez.
window?
Yes, ma'am.
As Mr. Rudolph was shooting, was that vehicle that you were in attempting to leave?
Yes, ma'am.
A moment to confer with people.
You may.
Nothing further, please.
All right. Any reason why Mr. Robinson can't go on about his day?
No, sir.
Thank you. Watch your steps, sir. Stay safe. All right. Who's the state's next witness? Unless the jury. Sure. All right. Let's take a restroom break then. Remember to obey the 4 cardinal rules while you're back there, folks. At least 3 of them. Pardon me, because the 4th is not applicable. You will not run into any of us. No research, no discussion, and keep an open mind. See you in, let's see, it's 27. We'll make it quarter to noon. See you at quarter.
I just don't feel like they did a very good job at preparing that witness. And he just, I don't know, like he felt argumentative to me. And I'm not really sure what the jury was supposed to be learning from that testimony. Like, because it's, I don't know. I guess the thing that they wanted them to learn was whether or not he was planning on shooting the NFL player when he got there. But I don't know that he said anything or that they offered anything that proved conclusively that that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to shoot the NFL player because, I don't know, he was supposed to be their meal ticket and he wasn't anymore. It's strange. All right. I'm not even sure who their next witness is supposed to be, honestly. Legalizes is currently streaming this, and I'll be curious to but he's streaming the previous days. But I'm curious to see what he's gonna have thought about this guy's testimony once he gets to it.
Bird?
It's about Bird.
Okay.
Got a response from Mr. Bird. He's asking for a status check on Thursday. Um,
Thursday.
yes, this Thursday.
Yeah.
Because he has a conflict that's also coming up.
Huh?
I don't think it's the kind of conflict that would prevent the
Lady, we can't hear you.
Okay.
something that's happening in another jurisdiction. That
All
is
right.
not-
Steph, if you're listening, would you set that for, yeah, we'll do a status check
And he's
on
just
Thursday.
asking to be able to hear them.
That's fine. Okay. All right. We ready though?
Judge, we did not have our witnesses coming on until noon, and so we asked them to hurry up.
Okay.
Some of them are coming from the western end of our county.
How far out are they?
We were told by noon they would be there, some of them.
Judge, and we did that just in light of what we were talking about on Friday, Judge, when we thought there would be about another 2 hours of cross and then some redirect. So they were out there Friday.
Okay.
And so we just-
I don't recall, but that's okay.
Yeah, they were out there Friday, Judge, and when we were at the bench, I believe Mr. Shiner indicated he may have another hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to fault him for keeping the
No, I'm not saying
the cross-examination to a reasonable number. All right.
That's why we're not here.
All right. All right. So it's another 15 minutes. Is our jury kind of comfortable back there? It seems like they are, aren't they? All right. Well, then let's.
Do they have a choice to be comfortable?
Well, hang on. Wait a minute. So I think we'll tell them it's going to be another. Any objection to my telling them it'll be another 15 minutes or so? We're going to get started at noon, and we'll break after that next witness, whomever that is. Fine. That's what we'll do. Yeah, but they have to be, okay, so we got one smoker in the jury. I'm going to send that one down with the deputy, okay? All right, very well, thanks. Okay, so what can we accomplish before we bring the jury back in? Oh. Sorry. Darn. Okay. All right, well, as soon as we have our witness, we'll get started.
We gotta wait more? What? Oh, goodness.
Let's celebrate diversity with G2A.com. Open the gate to adventure.
I would be having more fun right now streaming Hogwarts than I would whatever the fuck this is. Witness is great, so we just get to sit here and watch the attorneys just walk around. But yeah, I would much rather I be playing with him right now than just sitting here looking at a screen, doing nothing. But, whatever. At least I can easily use the restroom now. Yeah, I'm gonna use the restroom while waiting for this witness. I think I might call it a day. I mean, as usual, I'm not really getting any views, and I've got other stuff I've got to be doing. So, alrighty, later.